Bonsoir. So I got a few new decks. I got 4 new decks that came today, and I just thought I'd do a little, just a TikTok collective, and get a channeled message using this new deck. But first, hang on, let me just light this incense. There we go. Actually, no, I'll get these first. Just to get the energy. Sorry, my mind's a bit scattered. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just in a robe. Okay, what is the energy for this collective, please? What is this message? What is this channeled message? Date night, get ready to be wined and dined. That's exciting. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this is someone with very deep emotions when it comes to you. Gambling, problems with addiction or gambling, and bad finances. Can I just get one more for that, please? Oh, 2 more for that. Confession, someone has something to tell you. With manifest, tell the universe exactly what you want. So this person, or you actually, I haven't figured out, or get ready to be wined and dined. So this could either be you that's about to get wined and dined, or you're wanting to wine and dine someone. Again, either you have bad finances and you have addictions that you're trying to remove right now, or the person that's ready to wine and dine you has these issues. But regardless, whichever one you are, there is deep emotions here. You or this person are trying to manifest a new beginning to wine and dine this person. This confession could be around this gambling issue. It doesn't have to be gambling, it could be alcohol, substances, whatever, but either you or this person is trying to manifest a new beginning here because you have deep emotions for someone that you're wanting to take out. But there is something around a confession and these addictions that needs to be revealed here. Date night. Someone is in the middle. Someone is trying to sabotage this. So that could very well be someone that this person partook in addictions with. Bad influence, a family member, a friend, but someone definitely got in between you and this person. Moving. So either you've just moved, you're thinking about moving, or you could have lived with this person that you're wanting to wine and dine, or if you're the one about to be wined and dined, you could have lived with this person that is about to come in and wine and dine you. Compromise, forgive, work it out. So it's a past person. So I think that because you're not going to compromise, forgive and work it out with someone brand new. This isn't a new connection. This is a past connection. This is someone that you lived with, that someone got in the middle of this, that someone sabotaged this in some way, shape or form. And this person is trying to manifest you back. They're wanting to communicate with you. They want to compromise and forgive, wanting forgiveness, or either giving forgiveness, working it out, and wanting to spoil you, wine and dine you. But there is something that they need to confess first, and it's something around this bad finances, and there's someone in the middle trying to sabotage this. So let's get a bit more information. So this deck is called, hang on, let me find the box. Okay, so it's called Mystic Black Rose, and they're oracle cards. So let's get into it. I've already cleansed all these new ones. So can we get more information on this message, please? Foresight and dismiss. It's in the future, a few days to a few weeks, few months, direction forward. So I feel as though this collective, you're the one that someone wants to come in and confess their feelings, confess something about these bad finances, these addictions, but as well wanting to communicate in a way where you two are basically hashing out things from the past, working out things and compromising to begin again. But this is something that's been brewing for the last few months. It could even be that you've been in separation from this person for quite a long time, and this person's at a crossroads now when it comes to how to approach you. Do I approach you? How do I approach you? Do I just leave them alone? Like, they're a bit indecisive right now, but they're very future focused with you in mind, with dismiss here. And maybe you felt disregarded by this person, like they just got rid of you and didn't have a care in the world. Certainly you feel ignored by this person, and I think in some way, shape or form, both of you feel left behind from the other one. Whoever it was that ended things, for whatever reason, both parties still feel left behind here with this dismissal card. And perhaps as well, this person, in disregarding you, kind of looked the other way for a long time because they didn't want to face maybe one, the person that was in the middle sabotaging this, and two, the addictions, whatever caused their bad finances. And as well, I heard maybe over the last few months they've been making changes here. And they could also be leaving this person or persons behind, the one that helped sabotage this connection in the past as well. Bottled up. So they've bottled up a lot of emotions when it comes to you as well, and there is deception here. And remember, they got confession. So they're definitely wanting to confess and open up things that they've been keeping inside for a long time when it comes to you. About this person in the middle trying to sabotage this, about the addictions, about the way they treated you, disregarded you. They've not been opening up for a long time, and there's a lot that they've got bottled up. So I think it's a mixture of a confession of certain things that you're not aware of, or maybe you suspected but was never given the truth about, mixed with having hidden their feelings for you since this was over. And you may have even felt like there was a lot of deception around this person even before you guys ended things. But again, they bottled it up and they didn't admit to it. They just kept everything inside. This is someone that has a tendency to repress their emotions. Drama. Creating problems, thirsty for attention, overreacting, and drama queen. I think this is not only this person, but whoever was in the middle sabotaging this. And it could have even been someone that they got very close to after you, and it caused a huge drama in their life. But that being said, they actively got in the mud with them, as in they got heavily involved in the drama as well, which just created no end of problems for this person. And as well, they could have overreacted to something they heard about you, when in reality they don't know the full truth either. Because this feels like no contact. Actually, one of the new decks is no communication messages. So I'll get that next to see what it is, because you're obviously in no communication, so we'll get what they want to say using that deck. Anchor, holding it together, get a grip, heaviness, chained up. So they've felt chained by their circumstances for a while too. Perhaps as well even weighed down by the decisions they'd made. So if they made the decision that they needed to end things with you, with other people's influence as well, then they made that decision, and then they felt weighed down by that decision. That choice that they made weighed them down, but they also didn't know how to go back on the choice that they did make. And then from there, really got heavily into things that were not good, like the drama, like the addictions. Drama could even be the addiction. I actually feel like this person that wants to come in and confess this kind of has a thirst for attention. They desperately need that validation from outside people. So it's like I'm seeing someone who's like the class clown. Okay, hang on, I just got a message. Okay, you're maybe about to get a message that's gonna shock you, because yeah, anyway, so I think that a big part, the thing that's weighing this person down is some silly mistakes, and with this drama here, some serious immaturity. Bottled up. Single, but this person's single, independent, freedom from attachment. So as well, this person is probably trying to break free from entanglements that they got themselves into when it comes to this drama. But they are available to date, and I think that they have been bottling up their feelings for you, keeping it inside, especially from the people they surround themselves with, especially if the people they surround themselves with are drama. But yeah, see, surprise, like that, about to get a message that's going to shake you up, unexpected action, spontaneous showing up, and unexpected change. There is something that's going to shock you when it comes to this person. Maybe it's been so long that you've stopped expecting to ever hear from them again. So when they pop up, it's going to shake you up, because you're just going to be like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, and even in this picture, he's showing up with flowers. So this person might show up with flowers or show up with a gift of some kind. Okay, so let's get these confession. This is called No Communication Messages Oracle. That's what it looks like. All right, so let's get some messages. See what this person wants to say to you. No communication messages. Emotional intimacy. I'm afraid to truly open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on. This is them bottling up their emotions. They struggle with, it's like they have so much emotion for you. Remember, was it water sign that came out? Yeah, water sign came out in this deck. They have a well of emotions for you, but they're so used to repressing, they don't know how to be vulnerable when they are expressing themselves. They might be very good at surface level kind of flattery, but as far as actual deep emotions, they struggle. You're mine. Oh, this is very claiming. I get so pissed knowing other people can have you now. Is it toxic? Yeah, I don't care. I want the world to know you're mine. Intense. I think as well, if they know that you're single, or they might not even know if you're single, but I think as well, because there's been a long time here, they don't know if you're putting yourself out there, whether you're giving your body to someone or have just moved on to someone new. Just like they can't stand the thought of it, because even though you two are in separation, in their mind you're still their person, which is so silly because they clearly have gotten into entanglements after you. So it's a bit iffy. And it's like they're afraid to open up to you because they're not used to being emotionally vulnerable with someone, yet they don't want anyone else to have you. I think this person also knows that it would be required of them to humble themselves and really lay their feelings out to you for you to give them another opportunity. And they struggle with that. It's simple, really. How do I feel? I want you, us, forever. Wow, this person feels deeply for you. Hang on, let me fix this up. I don't want to have a peekaboo moment. All right, this person has a lot of, this person's in love with you. Okay, emotional intimacy. One of the other new decks is emotions, so we'll get that next as well. I want to see what emotions come out. Will you listen? So see how it says, I'm truly afraid to open up to you. Being raw and authentic with my emotions is something I'm still working on with will you listen to me? So they have so much to say and they have so much emotion when it comes to you that they want to express to you. But I think there's been a lot of damage here. There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? Because, and that to me sounds like someone that's made a lot of promises in the past and then broken them. So even if they were to come in, be very vulnerable and express how much they love you, will you believe them? Because they've broken promises before. This has got that feeling of like, you didn't put up with my shit. So it's like, are they going to believe me when I express myself? Because they have every reason not to believe me, but I so badly want them to believe me because it's true. So that's also what's got them stuck with this communication. It's like they want to say these things, but then one, they're scared of being vulnerable because that's not what they're used to doing. And two, will you even believe them? Will you hear them out? Your mind. Showing out. This is that, wanting attention and pretending everything's fine, but really they're repressing their actual emotions. I'm acting like I don't care about what's happened between us, but I do. I just want to appear unbothered. This person's very good at repressing their emotions, especially when it comes to you. Probably have been acting for a long time like that you're in the past, they don't give a shit, whatever, it is what it is type thing. Your mind. It's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. That's under your mind. This person is adamant. Not only do they get pissed knowing other people can have you and that they want the world to know that you're theirs, but they see how good you're looking and they know that they're running out of time here. But they're ready to fight for you. Whoa. Whoa, these cards are intense. Jealousy. I'm very jealous and I can barely stand it. This is actually starting to feel a bit scary. Let the past go. Can we rewind time and go back to before we were both broken down by life? Our pasts hold us back from our future. This person wants forever with you so badly, but this is a little bit obsessive in a very intense way. But that being said, they know that being vulnerable is something they struggle with. They have that self-awareness, and they also have enough self-awareness to know that life has broken them down. And they wish that they could not be that way so that you two could enjoy one another. And I think their intention is to work on those issues so that you two can have a future together. Others' opinions, see? Someone is in the middle, someone is trying to sabotage this. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs. This has been a big block here. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. This is a good card because this person, again, the self-awareness is there. They're recognizing now that they've been chained to their family and their family's beliefs and their family's expectations of them. They know it's there, but now they're trying to work on breaking free from that, because family are very good at guilt tripping. So it's one thing to be aware of it, but it's another thing to actually set the boundary with them and stick to it and be like, this is my life, I'm going to do what I want. This is someone who clearly is a people pleaser, especially when it comes to family. Come in and rescue everyone anytime something goes wrong, and this is something that they're trying to break free from, so at least they're aware of it. Okay, I want to get these emotion cards. I wouldn't be surprised if jealousy comes out. All right, what is this person's emotions towards the collective, please? I will say it's making me feel a bit breathless. It's kind of like that feeling of like you've got so much to say and you go blah, 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 and then you're like, because you're just talking so much, you get out of breath. And it also has this feeling of nervousness to it. Zen. I wasn't expecting that. Relief, calm, comfort, delight, empathy, warm glow. Although that card said that they're seeing you looking good, so it's almost as if they're seeing you quite zen. See you as being empathetic, and they find you comforting, and they know when they're around you, they feel a sense of relief and calm and comfort. And there's this warm glow about you as well. Hang on, what was that? I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are so free and in love. Wish I could stay there forever. Guilt, loathing, and wanderlust. So wanderlust is a fascination with a distant country or landscape, and also a yearning for a place you've never visited but seen pictures of. This is interesting. This actually feels like this person's very curious about the world, wants to travel the world, wants to go to lots of different places, and they want to do it with you. The German word wanderlust is the pleasure of hiking. The idea that humans might have a natural desire to roam was a popular one. I actually say this all the time myself. Like I have like ants in my pants when it comes to staying in one place too long. I love to travel, and I just have that. I even say to people I have wanderlust. The eruption of the nomadic instinct. So that's kind of reminding me of this dreams card. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are so free and in love. I wish I could just stay there forever. It's like they want to do life with you. They want to go on adventures with you and have that freedom to just be everywhere with you, explore the world together. Screen keeps going dark. In it, we find a craving for adventure and discovery, which, just as it propels us towards the future, reminds us of our ancient pasts. Then you've got loathing. I think this is more them feeling the disappointment and shame within themselves. I think they feel a lot of resentment towards what happened here in your connection, but about the interferences, their family burdens, and I think as well, this even says guilt, which is funny because they got guilt as well. I think this person feels a lot of guilt for how they mistreated you, how they disregarded you, how they let other people interfere, and guilt over their behavior after you because they acted like a damn fool. But they have a lot of self-pity right now. You've got self-pity on the bottom, so they've still got a bit of victim mentality, like, you know, I did this because you did this, and my family told me this, and my friends told me this. No, you went to those people, or they gave you advice, and instead of using your own instincts or your own intuition, you let that interfere with the connection. Those are your choices, and that's what you need to take accountability for. I think they're still struggling with accountability a bit here. But guilt is a ghoulish sort of queasy sensation which keeps reappearing. Fun fact, my maiden name is Ghoul, so whenever I see the word ghoulish, it makes me laugh. Anyway, We can speak of feeling guilty, yet in the same breath imply we've done nothing wrong. Some people take too little responsibility, others too much. So I think this person's lacking taking responsibility for their actions right now or in the past. And kind of feeling sorry for themselves for the drama and the mess that they got themselves into after you as well. The phrase having a guilt complex became a voguish diagnosis in the early 20th century. A psychotherapist, Alfred Adler, put it in 1927. The guilt complex is a combination of self-accusation and repentance. That's interesting. Even guilt itself, with its worrying obsession with self-punishment and blame, was a kind of avoidance, and that makes sense. This feels very avoidant. This personality type has avoidant written all over it. And blame was kind of an avoidance. We feel guilty instead of doing what we know we ought to. The Adlerian vision of guilt has been very influential in the modern self-help movement, in which guilt is seen to be the enemy of productivity and personal fulfillment. Most of us find ourselves stuck in interminable conversations with ourselves. Was it our fault or theirs? Should we take more responsibility or less? The truth usually lies somewhere between. It's less a question of making guilt vanish than adjusting to its background hum. Very interesting. Okay, so I really do feel like, because with this loathing and guilt, there's no way this person feels zen. So I think that's how they're viewing you right now, which is activating their jealousy, because they're feeling like you're doing well for yourself and you're looking good, and they don't know who you're spending your time with if you've moved on to someone else, and that's then bringing out their loathing towards the circumstances that led to your breakup. They're burdened by their family and their guilt over how they treated you and their actions post-breakup. Envy, that's the jealousy. Most cultures have their traditions of the evil eye, a gaze motivated by envy, which poisons, curses, or brings misfortune. Jealousy, which is above all a fear of losing a loved one to another, which is often credited with some romantic appeal. The same cannot be said of envy. Envy is feared not only because it gives rise to the greedy desire to steal the admired object, but because it is destructive and left to fester, it turns to hatred and maliciousness. This is actually kind of scary, guys, because these cards that came out where it's like they don't want anyone else to have you, they want the world to know you're theirs. It's very like, to come out with envy and loathing, it's almost like they're sending you the evil eye because they're not doing well and you look like you are. But if they're feeling guilt over how they treated you and the people that they let interfere and their actions post-breakup, you doing well shouldn't make them envious and angry, because you don't deserve to be suffering after what they've done. Does that make sense? So it's like they're annoyed that you're doing better than them, but if they didn't treat you very well, why should you continue to suffer? But just because they are, it's like the misery of their own making. Self-inflicted pain, self-inflicted misery. Oh, I like this one. So this is saudade, which is a Portuguese term for the way they describe it in this card is when ships used to set sail from the port of Lisbon, and those left behind lived out their days scanning the horizon, longing for the return of their loved ones. So this person's longing for you. They want to return to you. They want you to return to them. And this could also mean there's distance here as well. But this is also about how troubadours sang wistful lyrics expressing an ache for distant lovers. And because of this wanderlust card and wanting to travel the world, I feel like there is an element of distance here, especially with this. But these are intimate emotions tied to a particular form. It's melancholy and the blues, meaning fate or destiny. Interesting. Yeah, melancholy, yearning for someone or something which is far away or lost. So I think there is distance here. But pulsing below the surface is hopefulness tinged with grief. So it's like they're yearning for you. They want to close the distance. They want to change your circumstances. They want to be with you, but there's distance here. And that could also be tied to whatever this family situation is, their culture. Okay, 2 more. Uncertainty. Yeah, so this person has uncertainty about your future because as well they're still working on the ability to be vulnerable with you. And I think as well, because this person's repressing the envy and the loathing were scaring me a bit, but I actually think it's because this person is trying to learn how to express themselves. So if they repress their emotions a lot and everything that they do speak is quite surface level and stuff, they're not, these feelings become so much more intensified and strong. Like loathing is a strong emotion, envy, guilt, they're strong emotions. And if you're not learning how to express those things healthfully, why am I struggling to get my words out? They fester and grow stronger. So it's like this person needs to express how they feel in a healthy way, so that these kinds of emotions don't fester in them anymore. But their uncertainty is probably due to distance, due to their family's culture, due to their circumstances that they feel burdened by right now. Allow yourself to get lost and you might glimpse that freedom too, wanting to be free with you. Cheerfulness. Finally, a happy one. Well, Zen and Wanderlust are happy. Disney World is the happiest place on earth. To work there, you must learn how to maintain beaming smiles and infectious enthusiasm. Manage facial expressions and gestures. This feels more like this person's mask that they wear. They want to appear to everyone like they are unbothered and they're so happy and positive and like, yeah, I'm so happy. And inside they're burning. Transform your inner monologue and convert feelings of frustration and resentment into enthusiasm and delight. And there's no negative feelings here ever. Do you have negative feelings? Oh, that's bad. You need to go away. Can trying to act upbeat when you don't actually feel upbeat really work? There is some evidence which suggests that contorting your face into a grin might truly influence the emotions you feel, but some psychologists and sociologists have questioned the long-term effects of sustaining a workplace rictus smile, like Barbie. Disney employees, like many others who work in service industries with surface acting positive emotions, where surface acting positive emotions is explicitly demanded. So I actually feel like this person, a part of this person's, the culture that they grew up with, everything that was negative was swept under the rug, and it was kind of like anything that was chaotic or bad, you just had to put on a happy face and keep on going, because what else are you going to do? May as well be happy, but you're never dealing with the pain that's being caused. So this person learned to just act happy all the time for everyone else's sake, even though it was to their own detriment. I really feel like this person's family has given them that role of having to be the savior and always happy, always got a good head on their shoulders. Nothing ever phases them. In our increasingly flexible, consumer-focused economy, it's worth asking whether we should take compulsory cheerfulness more seriously, since emotional labor is thought to contribute to increased levels of stress and symptoms associated with depression and anxiety among employees. We may find that the pressure to be cheerful leads to dissatisfaction or exhaustion and alienation. This is reminding me, it's so funny because when cheerfulness came out, I was like, oh, that's a nice card. When in reality, it's the mask you wear, the mask this person wears. And it's reminding me of my collective where, again, always acting happy, unfazed, they're not burdened, they don't think about you, they're not sad, they're not heartbroken, they're not lonely, everything's good all the time. Where there's a will, there's a way all the time. And that's how they act with their family too. That's the role that they've taken on, and they try to maintain that role. But inside, there's a hurricane. It's sad. Because when they look at you and you've got this warm glow and you look happy, and they know that they feel calm and at peace when they're around you, and they long for that. But that being said, it's not fair for them to bring chaos to you, create anxiety for you, because they don't know how to healthily express themselves while you're giving them peace and serenity. So it's just taking all the peace and calm while creating chaos in your life. This person needs to, this feels very, very like, this is what you do for them, but what are they offering you? Does that make sense? That was actually really heavy. Now this deck is kind of similar to the no communication messages, but this is just flat out confession. So this is another oracle deck, and it's just called confession messages. So let's see what, because you did get confession in that first part, so let's see what this confession is. See what we can get. Oh, changing. Oh, this is good. I'm working hard to change, to face up to all that I've been avoiding for so long. This is good. I know I need to do more, but I feel so exhausted and tired because they're putting on a happy face all the time. Your love is inspiring me to do necessary changes in my life. This is good. Okay, I feel a bit better about that. Because I was starting to feel a bit like, oh, this is scaring me. Okay. And I think I even said this felt very like this person feels like an avoidant personality 100%. And I think they're aware of that attribute, and they're trying to figure out how to change those parts of themselves. Thinking, I'm thinking about you at this moment. The thought of you never left my mind, no matter where I go. The songs I'm hearing reminds me of you. It makes me vulnerable and think about you even more. So they're connecting to you through music. You probably had a lot of music that you two shared with each other, danced together. I always think of like when you say this is going to be our first dance at our wedding, like the song you're going to dance to. Time apart. Obviously you're in separation because this whole reading reflects that, but this time apart is giving both of us an opportunity to work on ourselves, that's true, and be the best version. I need to retreat a bit until I get over what is bothering me. That's good though. I don't want you to see me like this. Again, that's good. They don't want to bring that mess to your table. That's very good. I'm protecting you from my dark shadow side. Very good. The dark shadowy stuff was what was making me, I was actually starting to feel anxious reading this. I actually think this person is becoming quite self-aware. But this person knows the issues they have, wants to change, and is actively trying to. This is really positive. Divine guidance. I'm amazed at how the universe brought us together. So it might have been quite serendipitous how you met. Kind of one of those things where you weren't even looking for someone and then you met them randomly online or whatever, and it feels like it was meant to happen. Everything keeps falling into place for us. There are divine forces at work guiding us to union. Divine is working behind the scene for us. If you look back at our journey, you will see it too. And that's the other thing. If this is a divine connection, then when you do come back together after a long separation and you eventually start talking about all the things that happened while you were apart, you start to both have these moments of like, oh my God, like that's crazy. This happened to me, so similar to you. And you realize how much you were mirroring each other, how many similarities there were in lessons, in the people you meet, everything. And how everything led you back to each other again. Soon we will be together in the near future. Our reunion is imminent, and I am doing what I can to be ready for you. I am working hard on myself to be a better provider for you. This is really good. I feel a bit better now. Like I said, I was getting quite anxious before with those those other confession cards. I hear you call for me and coming. I hear your call for me and coming back to you. This is my promise to you that soon we will reunite again. Changing, thinking, time apart, divine guidance, soon. This is all very positive. One more. And then I want to get the universe's perspective. Illusion. I may be quiet right now, but you are always on my mind. We know that. Remember that separation is an illusion. We are always together. We are drawn together by faith. Trust your intuition. I'm working hard behind the scenes to heal and reach out to you soon. Stay strong for me. I am coming back home. This is really nice. This is all about wanting to be the right partner for you and doing the work on themselves so they can be, which is so funny. It's almost in answer to how I said before I got these, that it feels very much about what you give them, but nothing about how they can help you. You provide them all this calm and serenity and this warm, nurturing glow, but then they just create chaos in your soul. And then funnily enough, the next deck comes out with all the stuff that they're working on and how hard they're working on themselves to be better, to come back to you, that they want to be back with you. This is really good. Learning. You are unique and special, and I have never met anyone like you before. You have opened me up to things I never knew were possible. I am so strong because of the power of our love. You have opened my heart to the truth, and I am very grateful for all the lessons we are both learning now. Oh, I just feel so relieved. That's so, thank God. All right, what's the universe's perspective on this connection? Very interesting new decks though, especially those emotion cards. Very interesting. Freedom. They're saying that you two, it's like when you're in love with someone and you truly love them to your core, you let them be who they are, and that doesn't mean copying negative stuff that you don't deserve, but your true core, what you are when you're at your happiness, you're able to be free with the person that you love, and you don't I keep hearing the word belittle. Yeah, you definitely don't belittle one another, but you have the freedom to be exactly who you are around your person, and you don't feel constrained by them. And perhaps this is what happened in the past. There was kind of a bit of limitation. You put limitations on each other because of the jealousy, because of the claiming energy. But you can be wild and free together. And as well, they could be speaking to this person trying to break free from their circumstances right now. And perhaps as well, if they're seeing you as Zen, then you live authentically, you live as yourself, and it's take it or leave it. And they inspire you inspire them to want to be like that. They want to be freely themselves and not put on a mask for people anymore. And they see that you live that way. You're not someone that pretends you're okay when you're not, and when you're happy, you're genuinely happy. Travel just flipped over. Again, travel, distance. But wanting to travel with you. They might also have memories of traveling with you. Yeah, so their rage was a big problem here. And that's why I think I was getting anxious with these ones, because it started to, and especially with the emotion cards, I was starting to feel anxiety. And I feel like that's because this person's anger frightened you. But I actually think this person's very aware that they have rage issues, and that's one of the biggest issues that they're working on here. Because this person has a tendency to repress, and then when they snap, their anger is just next level. That's what I mean about needing to learn how to help express yourself in a healthy way. That also means that when things irritate you or you're bothered by something, to speak up in that moment while it's something small, instead of letting it accumulate, because they bottle things up. Came out in the first deck, they bottle it up, and that's the issue. But that's something they trained themselves to do, because in their family they had to always be solution prone, happy. Where there's a will, there's a way. Always wearing a mask that everything's going to be okay. And yes, everything will be okay, but you're allowed to be angry at your family for causing you pain and trauma. You don't have to pretend to be all good all the time. New beginnings. So they're saying there is a new beginning for the two of you once this person breaks free from their constraints right now of their culture, their family, whatever, the distance, and also breaking free from perhaps, and that's part of doing the hard work, especially if in their culture their parents, their siblings are like, oh, you don't need to go to therapy, you have us. And it's like, you're the reason I'm traumatized. Why the hell would I use you as therapy? Their points of view, their perspective on the world is not something that will help your person. They need someone objective. And I've talked about this on here before a lot, where I don't know why therapy is such a dirty word to so many people. So many people use it now, and it's so helpful for men and women and for everyone. And to have this new fresh start, to take that leap of faith, they need to work on their anger issues. To work on their anger issues, you really do need help with that. But they're saying if this person can break free from the restraints, break free from their anger issues, they can have a new beginning here. They're acting out a wounded masculine. That's the possessiveness, the claiming nature, the jealousy, the not feeling good enough and taking it out on everyone around you, needing loads of attention from other people instead of the one person that loves you. This is what they need to work on to have a new beginning with you here. But at least we know they're working on it and they're aware, so that's good. Hot and cold, how they were hot and cold with you. Promising you the world 1 minute, revoking it the next. Those broken promises. And that's the whole, will you listen to me? Will you hear me out? Because will you believe them? Because they've told you all this stuff before, that they love you, want to marry you, that you make them happy, and then they took it all away again. So will you listen? Because I think it's more of they can say all these things, but they really need to back it up with action. I think they know that. Starseed, traveling soul. That's that wanderlust. This person definitely wants to travel with you, but this is abilities and gifts, galactic being. So this person actually has seen you create a new beginning for yourself. Whatever they can see you doing, you are actually sharing your gifts, your abilities out into the world. Aries season. So this person could be an Aries, but if not, March 20th to April 19th is important for your connection. And as well, because that's confirming wounded masculine, I think they're also saying something significant happened between March 20th and April 19th, or one of these karmic connections tied to your person, this was a wounded masculine that is an Aries. There was an Aries that is a wounded masculine that had a heavy influence over your person that needed to be removed before any kind of new beginning could happen here, especially because there was addictions and bad finances. This wounded masculine, who I believe is an Aries, had a very heavy influence on your person, and was that someone in the middle, someone trying to sabotage this. For that to come out too, it's either that connection's recently ended, or it's still kind of messy right now with this Aries, wounded masculine, and that's the mess they don't want to bring to your table, as well as their family's opinions. But there's definitely a wounded masculine that's an Aries here. I'm feeling that strongly. Mission. Focus on your mission work. Because while you're focusing on your purpose and maintaining your own peace and serenity, this person's healing on their side, and that's good. Divine Mask. Well, that's heaps. Okay. I'll take, this is the karmic energy. This is what I'm saying. That person in the middle, someone trying to sabotage this. Your person definitely was acting out a wounded masculine with all that jealousy and stuff. But my gut is telling me that they had a wounded masculine in their life, a friend, a family member, whatever, that's an Aries, that had a big influence over your person, and it was a karmic energy. And there was a lot of highs and lows with this karmic energy, and ultimately I think your person knows that this needed to be severed before they could make any re-entrance into your life. But they have a lot of fear over this connection, especially because they feel you spiritually and they feel that this is a spiritual connection, but their physical reality creates a lot of fear, and that's their ego. But because they're still actively working through these things, it's actually bringing them into their divine masculine energy, which is good. That's what you want. They could be working on their sacral chakra. You may have shared a pregnancy with this person, but they really are working on their stability and they're trying to find a creative outlet that isn't a toxic one, like the gambling, the drinking, substances, streaming, any kind of online presence, whatever. I've talked about it on here before. Finding a healthy creative outlet, finding a therapeutic outlet, so that they can really lean into that action-driven, assertive, masculine energy. Full moon. I don't know when the next full moon is, but this is about to be illuminated. There is I think this person is, like you got in this deck, they are coming in soon. Something's about to be revealed to you. And I think the confession's more about the outside influences that tore this apart. And again, this isn't because there was no conflict and they just suddenly left out of the blue and you guys weren't fighting, but there was heavy influences outside of this connection that contributed to this person leaving. So the outside influences, the bad finances, the drama that they were in, just got themselves into the muck, basically. All that stuff is part of this confession, and that what they've learnt from that and how much they love you and want to be with you and how they want to leave all that muck in the past. Because you got confession and communicate. So they want to confess some things to you, including their feelings, but then they also want to communicate, which is about communicate, forgiveness. What is it? Spy. And you got moving in that first deck. So that definitely, there's distance here. Compromise, forgive, work it out. That's the word I was looking for. Compromise, forgive, work it out. That is what they're wanting to do. So confess stuff and then work it out with you. But in doing that, the universe is saying there is a new beginning here. Alright, we'll get these to close this out. Potential outcome here. Kisses, unconditional love, giving and receiving affection, falling in love with each other again, getting to know each other again. Yeah, girl with a snake. So I don't think that this person is fully out of this person's life yet. I think they're still kind of a fixture in their life. Someone that uses this person. Again, they're wounded masculine. So they're even if this person appears more successful than your person has something that this friend is jealous of, I'm telling you. And they're very good at being charming and using people. So there needs to be boundaries set, because otherwise this person will constantly be a problem in this connection. And this girl with a snake too could be a family member. Axe. This is the most painful breakup card. How they abandoned you, how they gave you the silent treatment, how they ended things with you. How it wasn't about not loving you so much, but about these snakes around them. And about their inability to be able to express themselves in a healthy way. So they just ran because they're avoiding. And abandoned you in the process. But love call. They want to express their love for you, that they're thinking of you. They want to let you know, and they want you to know that they still love you and want to be with you. All right, so hammer, which is about sabotage. How this girl or boy with a snake sabotaged this connection, but as well, this is about rebuilding. So them recognizing the interferences here that helped them sabotage this connection and wanting to work on it with you and rebuild things. Okay, Axe. Before it was over like that, right? You saw it. And my head immediately goes, it's going to be twin flames. And I flip it, it says twin flames. So this is the universe's perspective, remember? This is the universe saying that this is your twin flame. And this is the thing, everyone has different opinions on here about what twin flames are, so that's why you need to be careful. But my belief, and from what I've seen, twin flames are worse than karmics. They can feel more toxic than karmics because you're really reflecting your wounds to one another and the things that you're needing to work on, and that can feel very toxic at that time, because when you meet, you're both broken and you don't know how to handle your emotions properly, and that's reflected in conflict. Then when you go into separation and you start healing those things, and you come back together and start healing those things together, you realize that you were just reflecting pain that hadn't been dealt with yet. But you balance each other out. Yes, this breakup had to happen, but ultimately it had to happen so that you both could balance out those aspects of yourself that needed healing. You never stop learning. You learn until the day you die, but it's about dealing with the things that you've avoided for so long so that when you come back together, you have the tools to succeed as a team. And that's what this twin flame is about. One of you's yin and the other one's yang. You balance each other out. You're coming into union. You complement one another. You have things that you're similar in and things that you're not similar in, and you help bring out different sides of each other, and it all works. It's about knowing how to soothe each other's insecurities and pains, not inflaming them, not igniting it and making it worse. And then soulmates. So you've got twin flames and soulmates. Your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, however you refer to your team, they're saying this is a twin flame connection. This is something that you can, if you two can break free from the things that chain you down, you can be very happy together. All right, since we've got twin flames, I just want to get this deck quickly and then we'll get a divine door and close this up. All right, what do they need to surrender to, please? Well, I like those new decks. They're cool. Bit scary, but cool. They're flipping over, but they're not coming out. I just paused that on 333. So you've got 11, union. Our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and cannot be lost. Communication, number 2. When our conversations are light-hearted and playful, it eases the tension that sometimes is there when we talk. So if your last point of communication, there was a lot of tension because there was just a lot of things being unsaid, that's that person as well avoiding the difficult conversations because they're not used to being vulnerable. And that's something they're working on. But then that also means you need to reflect on your communication. Are you someone that bottles things up yourself? Are you someone that overshares information? In what way are you mirroring that kind of avoidant tendency? Another communication card, number 9. I wish I could say how I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. And that's the thing they're working on. How to be vulnerable, how to share their feelings and not be too afraid to do that. 11:11. I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true and I pull away in fear. Eleven again. 11:11:11. I'm seeing synchronicities like your name or 11:11 and working out what they mean. And I think one of those other decks came out with that they're seeing your name everywhere or they're hearing music that's making them think of you. Something like that. 11, oh my God, 11:11:11:11. Whoa. And I was just saying before that flipped out, the 11:11 portal might be important for your connection too. So the 11th of November. Whoa, that's a lot of 11s. You're manifesting each other back heavily. I think that was one, manifest your deepest desire. Or it was something like tell the universe. What was it? I need to find it. Manifest, tell the universe exactly what you want. All these 11s, 11:11, 11:11, you are manifesting each other. What's that? Muse, they're inspired by you, and that's what I was saying. They're seeing that warm glow, that you're very zen, that you're sharing your gifts and abilities, and they're inspired by it. They're inspired by how you're able to just be yourself authentically. You don't wear a mask. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're sad, you're sad. You don't pretend to be anything other than what you are. Whereas this person has always pretended to be something they're not. And they thought that that's how they had to be because anything less than that was weakness. And they're learning now that's not the case, but you inspire them. And this says song lyrics too. So music's very important here. Listening to music, how they have an emotional bond to you. They're inspired by you. Wow. Music is a big memory here. Okay, so that was another 11. So you've got 11:11, 11th of November, the 2nd of November, or the 11th of February. 111. Maybe something happened on the 1st of November. 2 days ago. Okay, Telepathic messages. I close my eyes and imagine you're here with me. It feels so real. I'm beginning to understand this is what it means to be in the 5D with you. And remember that card came out with the 5D that said fear. It's like they're afraid of how deep this connection is, but they're working on it. 9th of January and the 1st of September. I feel your energy around me and I wonder, are you thinking of me too? All right, last one. Number 2, another union card. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life on it of its own. We are becoming one again. 2 on the bottom, so you could be seeing 222 a lot. So 1111 and 222. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue. So their comfort zone of the depth of this connection, their comfort zone of their family dynamics, their comfort zone of whoever this person was that's been sabotaging everything. That Aries. All right, anyway, divine door, where is it? Here. Okay, let's get you a divine door. Oh, there's opinions, there's a big hurdle that they need to overcome here. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe is at play. Have faith and breathe.